Good morning, America, and good morning, whomever, wherever you are on this big planet. This is Dr. Churi from the Arid Zone with an interesting, very challenging, very unusual type of newsletter. It's titled November the 3rd, Presidential Election Predictions. All right. Now, first and foremost, as you all know, my windows always stimulate the very high possibility of earthquakes at or above 6.0. Today we are the 30th. This is the dead on date, the 30th, okay, of October, which is the mandate for this SOS to the World Deadly Window. And we had a 7.0 earthquakes in Greece. Here again, can't make this stuff up, my friends. So again, if I was correct in predicting earthquakes and hurricane before their formation in the oceans, should you trust me for the next elections? You bet you should. However, Mercury is retrograde. And when Mercury is retrograde, what you do is reevaluate everything that you have said or done, for that matter. And this is exactly what I did. I reevaluate my predictions, and instead of letting my emotions or favorizing one candidate like Biden, for example, I decided to go back to my quatrains, and I decided to channel much deeper information for you as far as predictions are concerned. So, not also in reference to the earthquakes, if you listen to Paranormal Dimension with David E. Young, you will see on that radio show that I gave the exact date and also one about earthquakes and terrorist attacks. Again, the show is there. The link is live. If you have time, listen to it and learn a few things in this long show. Mercury is retrograde, still not news as far as me being on George Norrie coast to coast. I guess they are waiting for the election to take place, so I cannot say anything good or bad about either Trump or Biden. So how can I be in between and satisfy both? Those who support Trump and those who don't support Trump and support Biden. So I came up with this idea to just focus on my quatrain and feed you with information that are well past the elections. So again, you need to realize that when I write a quatrain, okay, it is not because I want to write a quatrain. It's because at a higher spiritual level, I do have a very important message. And this is why I wrote a quatrain mentioning Hitler, mentioning Trump, mentioning every single thing that transpired since the day he became the president of the United States. And how can I prove my claim? It's easy. All you got to do is to click on his face and read all about his stars. Because once again, my good friend, I cannot take any side. I cannot support Trump. I cannot support Biden. All I know is that Trump has a negative dragon stele in Sagittarius, which means he curses the United States and the entire world as far as foreigners and foreign affairs are concerned. Well, now you're going to say, wait a minute here, Dr. Tree. You seem to forget something. What? What about the peace treaty in the Middle East? Well, you certainly make a lot of sense when you mention this fact. Okay? However, Who made the deal? Is it Trump or his son-in-law, Kushner? His son-in-law did the job. He went there. He talked to all these people. And he's a Capricorn. The Capricorn, of course, is a sign that is dedicated to getting to the top of the mountain and naturally attracted to politics. That's why he's a politician. And he was born with the same exact dragon as Obama, which is the champion of peace. All right? So it is not Trump who made the deal on foreign ground in the Middle East. It's Kushner, because his dragons support the Middle East. All that Trump did is to sign the paper when the job was done. So if that makes sense to you, good enough with me. And if it doesn't make sense, maybe you should take my course in astropsychology and understand how God speaks to his children through the sign and why he does support people and politicians, or why he doesn't support people or politicians. It's all written in light. But again, you cannot be an idiot and delegate with Dr. Cherry cosmic work. You cannot be normal and deal with my cosmic work. You gotta be special. You're gonna be refined. You're gonna have a very advanced spiritual, intuitive UCI, unique celestial identity. Okay? All right. So I wrote 2 quatrains. The first one was in June the 12th, 2013. That's a long time ago. German Viking skin alike, President Trump. Black and white, red blood, racism in the US. Fire, war, violence, passion, rules, political situation currently. God nowhere to stop the fire. I'm talking about all the fire in California and so many places in the United States. In 2013, I wrote this quatrain, okay? And then a few years later, I wrote another one. And that is the one that maybe you want to pay a little bit attention, because the other one mentions something that is kind of a very, very different in a way that the quatrain mentioned you to be prepared for the gloomy month of June or December, okay? And Trump was impeached in December, for your information. I wrote this quatrain on January 26, 2015, well before he got impeached. White Moon, 9th day speak. Evil spirit of Hitler legacy challenged. Right now, cosmic God may grace humanity. That's why I decided to go back to those quatrains, because as the quatrain says, in 2015, yes, 5 years ago, I say God may grace humanity. And by then, I mean that if Trump does not gain or maintain power, his tail of the dragon, which is currently conjuncting the universal dragon's tail in Sagittarius, that means not only COVID-19 will slowly but surely disappear, okay, but also means that our relationships with foreigners and foreign affairs will get much, much better. Now, if God decides not to grace humanity because the reptilians put Trump in power, okay, then, my good friend, the nasty, dramatic, deadly dance of evil, the reptilian dance of evil that I've been talking for so long, will become a reality. And then God have mercy. Now, another thing that I have to mention to you, my good friends, is if you look at the news, okay, you have to remember that all nations and leaders of billions of people are also racist, and they do not like America. Again, Trump, egotistical, obnoxious, negative, starts simply incite such animosity, not only in the US internal affair, and you can click on the link I'm checking right now. Reporter described 3 racist attacks within 1 hour, but also all around the world, and all is imposed by the reptilians who own the body, the mind, and the soul of our president. So if you look at the news, China's military rise poses the greatest foreign policy challenges to the next US president. If Biden becomes in power, will he have the stars, the aptitude to fix the mess that was initiated by President Trump? This legacy is nasty. And Biden is a Scorpio. Scorpio means, oh my gosh, you have no idea. If you elect a president that is Scorpio, that means a completely death and rebirth of the country. The good news, of course, is the head of the dragon will be in Taurus. So whomever gets in power, the entire United States economy is going to explode. It won't be because of Trump. It's because of the head of the dragon, which is progressive and positive, will enter the sign of Taurus, the bull, money, Switzerland, the banking corporations. An entire restructure will be benefit the United States of America financially. So either Trump or Biden, none of those guys are going to be responsible for the tremendous financial growth and rebirth of America. But God, the stars, the cosmic codes. But in order for you to grasp my intuitional domain of my work, you might have to study a little bit and build up your own cosmic consciousness. And that is something that so many people are unable or unwilling to do. But there is things that are happening which are pretty dramatic that I have seen as you check the news. Nearly 24 Republicans on the ballot have shared these conspiracy-used hashtags or have appeared on Quatrain-related shows. My God. Those politicians are human beings like you and me. They have a UCI, they have a set of stars, they have fears, they vibrate like Trump. Okay, fear of power, fear of the government, fear of control. Okay, like David Icke, fear of the queen, which is going to transmute into a lizard. It's idiot to the extreme. And that's what the reptilians want. Misinformation, chaos, trouble, confrontation, confusion, separation, hell on earth. So when you see politicians signing up for Quatrain and conspiracy material, oh my God, have mercy on your children. Okay, now, something that is obviously critical is if somewhere, somehow, the Draconians do not interfere. You know that the Galactic Federation of Grand Cosmic Order is very clear. Not extraterrestrials, good or bad, must interfere with the human political or any affairs for that matter. The Draconians are obedient, law obedience, like many of us, okay, on this system, on Earth. The reptilians don't give a damn. They don't care. They're outlaws. They stimulate people to go insane, to believe anything they read, as long as they maintain fear, chaos, confusion, misinformation, led by leaders that are already infected. For God's sake, how many Trump supporters not supporters, but that were in the cabinet with him are rotting in jail now. Why don't you use critical thinking and realize what's going on? Trump is a normal human being like any Gemini out there. Okay? He adapts. He's a salesman. He's not a politician. He's a salesman. And America is not a business, a normal business. This is the most important office, the most important position that any human being can be granted. How come the least able person on the planet is in the White House? Do you think it's an accident? No. The reptilians are picking up these people, the worst of the cream, the liars, the cheaters, the abusers, the greedies. They put them in power. So it maintains confusion, chaos, war, negativity, fears. When will you get it? When will you get it, my good friend? This is so damn serious. If Trump stayed in power, that infamous dance of evil that I promised you, we are becoming a reality. And as I said, God have mercy, my good friends. If Biden gets in power, he stars as a Scorpio, promises a total rebirth of the United States. And Biden was born with the head of the dragon in Virgo, which means anything and everything to do with health, nature, saving the planet, breathing fresh air, insurance will become a blessing for this country. It does not have to resemble remotely any fear that you have about politics or anything that you may not understand. Now, another thing that I've seen on the news, new NASA posters share galactic horror for Halloween. The sale of war games are over the roof, my friends. And while it may, to the oblivious parents, be an innocent and entertaining game for their children, it is not so. The reptilians will stimulate the mind of software engineers to poison the mind of your children. And in the name of greed, lack of cosmic consciousness, those nefarious entities are slowly but surely fulfilling their agenda by poisoning the mind of your children, by making them aggressive. You got two links here. Okay, suicide plague, is there any hope for our children? Or read more about the reptilians using technology to poison the children. You know what? This newsletter is loaded with very, very interesting information. And then once you're done watching me today, yeah, go and read it. Go and read it. Again, I cannot put my emotions, my spirituality, my intuition, my intelligence, whatever I was born with, like any of you, my perceptive nature. I cannot use that to endorse President Trump. I just can't, because the star speaks a divine language that I understand. It is not something that the idiots that give me the thumb down are able to do. They can't do it. It's just they are not evolved enough. They're subhumans. They love to this slave for the reptilians. They have to be negative, whatever it is. They have to hurt. They have to put their droppings anywhere. They have to give a thumb down. It's above their control. They are part of the dark matter. They are part of negativity. They are now slaving for the devil, for Satan himself through the reptilian agenda. And they are completely, entirely oblivious of what I'm saying. And even if they watch my movie on Amazon Prime, a movie that was dedicated to those morons, even if their lives depend on it, they won't get it. So there's no point in trying to fix stupidity, because you can't fix stupidity. The entire world is infected. Many years ago, I mentioned and I warned about a universal infestation well before the hell we're in, my friends. So I cannot use my own stars to go against what my entire body, my entire soul, my entire inner being is saying to me, no, 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 Trump. No, I cannot do that. Because, you know, majority of people who have voted for Trump, they are not exactly either educated or they have the same fear of the president. They fear of the government, fear of the power, like David Icke, the same story, the same energy, evil, negativity, idiocy, conspiracy. Okay. Well, the large majority, I hope and I pray, God, that are like me or vibrate at a higher level of perception. Now, this is my view from my UCI. If you vibrate like me, and obviously you do, if not, you wouldn't be watching this video. I'm not talking about the crétins, okay? The dunce and the morons who come here just to drop my work, okay? Now, I'm talking about you, the smart cookie, the curious superhuman being who are learning and then rewarding my work by giving me the thumb up, okay? So, will it be Trump or Biden? This is not the problem anymore. This is not what's going to save America, my good friend. It is not. Absolutely not. No president will fix this world. Who's going to fix the world? You and me. We the people and education. This is why in this newsletter, you have the option to help me and to realize that I want to start a universal cosmic education project. Okay. And it is only and only when I see my first astropsychology school operational that my hopes to beat the reptilian agenda and avoid humanity's self-destruction will become a reality. I may sound gloomy or nonsensical to the normal, the idiots out there, but you have been warned. So the plan is to launch this universal New Age endeavors, find a location or build a school from the scratch. Then I will gather a large group of highly spiritual, gifted human beings, and God knows how many of you have dealt with me face to face on Skype or Zoom, that were born with the right stars, so that you can become, because you're gifted by God himself, okay, you can become the teachers of light. That's my aim, that's my goal. And you will undergo a full week of heavy duty cosmic teaching under my supervision until you upgrade your supreme wisdom to what I know. That's a lot of work. God knows where it will happen. In an island somewhere, Hawaii, I don't know. Once I get the money, or if I win the lottery, I don't know. That'll be the first thing I do. But I'm telling you, my good friend, it is only when I see that school and when people like you join me and start to educate our children, that the possibility to give power to a president who was born with gifts, with the right UCI, with the right stars, okay, to make a country as beautiful and as powerful as the United States, what it's supposed to be. Remember, America is a cancer country, July 4, 1776. A country which is made to feed and protect the world. That's the soul's purpose of cancer. If you don't know what cancer is, go on drcherry.com and click on cancer. Read. The second house of money in the United States receives the head of the dragon in Leo. The head of the dragon in Leo, okay? Like Kirchner, like Obama, okay? Peacemakers. And this dragon's head in the second house of money of America makes this country extraordinarily wealthy, because of all the great people that work hard, that live here and work hard for their family to promote their life, their career, and help their children to get an education that should be available to everybody. Like, insurances, like being taken care of, the medical, that should be a natural, normal thing to do. You don't have to be rich to avoid dying or getting sick. Everybody should have access to any form of medical help. Again, my good friend, America was designed by God to be the leader of all nations, and it has been a leader of all nations. The role model of the world is the United States of America. Trump stars neutralize this by putting this great country in a box. That box started with a thought of a war that became a virus because we create our reality, my good friends. The secret enemy of the United States, the virus created initially by the thought of a president who does not have the right stars to lead such a beautiful country and fulfill what God has imposed America to do, lead the rest of the world and unite the world. Trump stars do not have that option or that luxury for that matter. I know that. I know that. That's why I hope, for the sake of humanity, that somewhere, somehow, common sense will lead America to cast aside the evil of the last 4 years of chaos that we all have endured, including the death of thousands upon thousands of Americans, things that could have easily be avoided. Had the administration be more responsible and had the president show us what to do, like wearing a mask instead of ridicule science. Okay, my good friends, go and read the newsletters and then pray God that sooner or later I'm able to build that astropsychological school, because if not, the prediction I made on George Norris show, and you have the TV show here, when I say we have only 50 years to live, 50 years before universal chaos, stimulated by the reptilian agenda, impose a total self-destruction of humanity. You heard it. All right. Think about it. It helped Dr. Cherry. Until then, God bless all of you. Wear your mask. Keep your distance. Wash your hands. Be smart. Don't be like all those idiots who think they know better just because they are reptilians infected. Bye-bye.